It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad.
I'm smart. I'm strong.
I've had to live under this guy's shadow for the longest time.
No, sir.
Well, hanging out with both you and Austin, and
We didn't cast. Austin cast a shadow. I didn't cast.
Well, you guys
shadow.
don't purposefully cast shadows, but they are still there, right? And so I had to work really hard for my personality.
Hang on, time out.
What's
But
up?
you gotta. Go.
I just want to say this right now. If you're going to talk about being you, we may have cast a shadow on you, but you were a light. You know what I mean by that?
Whoa.
Oh, thank you.
Whoa.
Thank you.
So you may, that might be a fact, but you were a light. So at the end of, and I don't mean, yes, I'm going to leave it at that.
But this is in the scope of
that was so.
I'm very flattered, but in the scope of what high school girls wanted during that that maturity
Vain,
level, girls
just
aren't
super
looking
vain.
deeper into what are you like, what are your skills, what's your
Yeah,
talents.
but me and Austin weren't swimming in poon.
I mean, but you guys definitely dipped your toes
What?
in the water.
What? Poon?
Oh yeah.
Poon. What did you think he said?
Like, where did you go swim?
Oh, did you think he said poo?
I don't know what he said.
Almost drowned in the pussy.
I get it now.
Yeah.
No, okay. Well, you guys. That's how I kind of met you guys, was through Austin.
Yeah, you knew Austin
Yeah.
pretty well.
Pretty well, but
I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it
great.
like
Oh,
that.
that's what that
Not
pause meant.
great,
Yeah, that's right.
but pretty well.
Okay.
You get it.
She made the delineation, not me. Don't worry, he's definitely not listening.
And Austin, if you are listening,
He's definitely not. I will, Austin, if you're listening, let us know. I bet you $100,
$100.
and we will never speak of this again. We will never bring this up again. He has to bring it up to you, and nobody listening bring this up to Austin Scott. He has to bring this up on his
Somebody's
own.
gonna tell him.
No, because I don't believe anyone around him is listening either. I can almost
hope
guarantee
not.
nobody around him is
Anyone in
listening
Vermont?
either. Exactly.
Zero
Let's
people in
hope not.
Vermont listening to us.
Well, I hope I eat my words, but I'm a man of that $100 bet.
Oh, I'm excited for this. I want to know how this bet's gonna turn out.
Well, I'm sure the baddies will want to as well. So why don't we welcome them in?
Yeah, hey, welcome.
Welcome, baddies. My name is Alejandro.
And my name is Christian.
And this is ICBTB's
highly irrelevant. We have a very special guest in the building.
Her name is. She. His.
Her.
The.
They.
It. Was.
Latinx. There we
Becka.
go.
This
Becka
Say hi,
McKenzie.
Hi.
There you go. Dancer, teacher, mother,
I thought Becca was short for Beckathan.
Beckifer.
Close for Becca, but
Becca Finn?
you almost. Who's a Becca Finn? Is that a real name?
It is now.
It should not be. If anyone's name is Beckafin,
Reach out to Christian and tell him that it's a good name. But we have Becca here.
yes.
Say hello.
Welcome to
Hello.
the studio.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me.
I like your energy. I'm gonna say it right off the bat. You're
got
very
a good vibe.
positive. You got
We're
a good
vibing
vibe
with
to
you.
you.
Yeah.
What does that
Yeah.
mean?
It's a compliment.
I'm not really someone who likes to talk about energies, and I don't carry crystals or rocks around me. But
But we're going there.
But you do keep one in your butt.
yeah, I definitely do because of different reasons. It's
Gwyneth Paltrow told you to do it.
definitely, yeah, with her goop crystals. Is that what she
Correct.
calls them?
That's exactly right.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
I made that joke a couple days ago and nobody got it. And I just looked around and everybody was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Oh,
It is very deep referential.
it's pretty deep."
yeah,
Anyways,
but no, I like your energy.
Oh, thank you.
You're very positive. You're very bubbly and very chipper.
I try to be.
Why is that? I don't think I've ever seen you sad.
you know what I call it?
Oh,
Spunk. You got a lot of
Ooh.
spunk.
I feel like that's something different.
Well,
Spunk. I feel
Okay.
like that's like sassy.
oh,
I
well.
feel like that's like borderline sassy. So you think I'm sassy?
I do actually.
Did you hear yourself in that moment?
I don't know if you've heard that. We can rewind the tape and you can listen to what we've recorded already. But you're
no,
pretty
no,
spunky.
we're gonna cut that one out.
Yeah, look at Nope. I have. We have full jurisdiction over that, and we're keeping that all in.
Jurisdiction.
I don't sign off on anything until I.
Oh, we definitely should have people sign NDAs when they come
Oh,
in
you
here.
should.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
crazy.
You should.
In crayon.
It has to be signed in crayon.
Yeah, to show how serious we are.
Should I sign my card in crayon?
You definitely should.
Yeah, I was gonna do Sharpie, but crayon's way better.
Yeah, shout out to Birds Aren't Real. Alejandro recently purchased
yeah.
some Birds Aren't Real merchandise.
And
And
one of my friends, Nick Lowe, she sent me a beanie from you guys because my friends just know me that well. I'm officially a card-carrying member of the Bird Brigade. So, guys, come to me if you need your information. I'm spreading the truth of the feathered genocide. But this is not a podcast about that. In fact, this podcast is about almost everything else.
yes, it's about everything irrelevant. So, Becca, if you talk about anything of relevance or of importance,
That's what we'll
It's
cut out.
out.
You're
That's-
outta here.
yeah.
Okay.
So keep it random, keep it light, and keep your politics to yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
I'm
fine.
out the
If
door right now. That's
you really want to be political, we can switch. We can change gears.
no, that's okay.
How do you feel about the 2001 American-Irani deal between President Bush and then President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad?
I know nothing of it.
No problem. Christian, your turn.
Honesty. I'm going to go hop on her boat and say, I know nothing of it.
Okay.
Because I'm not a liar and I'm not afraid to ask questions.
Yeah,
Becca,
educate me.
the baddies, they might not know you.
No. Give them a little taste of who you are.
Yeah. What's a little summary of you?
Drop us your slate.
But my summary. Okay, you know what? 28 and divorced, kid,
Whoa, real.
dance teacher, friend, sister. I don't know. How do you?
You're killing it. No, this is
That's
exactly
fine.
what
Is
we
this
asked
how
for.
you
Yeah.
guys summarize myself?
Height, weight.
No.
I'm
no.
5'5".
Stop.
I'm 100 pounds.
177 pounds?
Hi.
No way. That's far too light. I think.
We like our girls thick here.
And you're a Sagittarius?
Yes.
No, you're a
Aries,
Gemini.
Aries.
You're an Aries.
What did they say
Fire
about
symbol.
Aries?
You know, I don't really dive into that stuff, but
Oh,
I'll have
okay.
people send it to me.
Yeah,
They'll
yeah.
be like Aries descriptions, like this is you.
Have you had a tough time in the last couple of months? Because with Jupiter and Saturn making their retrograde, it's very
You know
interesting to
what?
see how that
I
reflects on the
actually feel like I learned about the moon. The moon. What is it called? The moon.
Earth cycles.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I want to say that makes sense of why this phase in my life, like I was like feeling a little off, but I don't know if I fully believe in that.
You know, I think moon cycles and like the sun and the stars maybe don't have necessarily a direct correlation to how people run their lives, but I think it definitely has some sort of effect because these things that happen, like we know the moon controls the oceans and like the currents and tides and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there was a time in life when people were like, that's bullshit. No way that could ever be true. And like we know that that's a fact. So who knows? Maybe the moon has some sort of aura or energy that's kind of given us, makes us act crazy when we see all of it. And
Yeah, now are you
Feel
becoming the
reborn
type
when
of
they're
person
new.
that goes outside when it's nighttime, look at the moon, you'll be like, oh, that's why I'm acting weird
yeah.
today.
Have you looked into
No.
black magic?
No. Should I?
Yeah, I think you'd be a cool witch.
I don't know anything about black
Yeah?
magic. He does.
Yeah.
Wow, you're interested? You're actually interested?
I'm kind of like
I got a couple friends who I could introduce you to.
Really?
Yeah, and if you want to start learning some witchcraft, honestly, it's a lot of fun. I don't
feel
know
like-
if it's real or works at all, but I've used we have a witch. Christian doesn't really know this, but we have a witch on staff, on ICBTB staff, who
Oh.
every month.
Is he on the payroll? What is this?
Yeah, actually.
You didn't discuss
Wait,
this with me.
what?
He curses, or I'm sorry, he will put a charm on our show every month to kind of help us and reinvigorate. And I'm constantly visiting him, and he'll read cards and tell us our future. And some of the stuff is fairly close to real. I try not to tell him too much about what's going on and see how much he can guess right. And unfortunately, he guesses a lot right. And I don't know if he's just pulling it out of thin air, but honestly, some of these cards,
Well, hopefully it's just all good news because if he's right, then okay, bring the good news, please.
he called our difficult streak.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he did.
Hey,
he called
gang,
our difficult
gang.
streak 2 months before it happened.
Wait, so you really do this? How often do you go?
Well, I work with him, so I see him all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like on a daily basis.
And he's a witch, and I've also told him when I like get famous and I go to the Oscars, I'm gonna bring him with me, but just to like stand 3 feet behind me, and people will be like, "Who's that guy?" And be like, "Oh, that's my witch," and then I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Wait. If you get famous to go to the Oscars, can we go? Like, can I go?
Well, he'll
What the
probably
hell?
be with me anyways.
Yeah, I will
and
hope so.
My mother's gonna be my date, so sorry.
Can I
Yeah.
be? I could be. So, everybody has a name. I mean, I don't know.
Oh.
I'll be your social media person.
This
I
is
don't
the
know.
best way
Give
to
me
really
something.
give an
That's
in-depth.
how you get in.
This is the best way to give an in-depth summarization of who you are. Who is Becca? Act like you're interviewing for us. What could you offer to the table? Like this is.
Do you want to be our intern?
Oh my god! Well, do I have to bring you guys like coffee and alcohol and stuff?
No. Oh my God. No.
No, we get our
That's so
own.
pretentious.
No, you're gonna like transcribe the words that we say onto the videos that we edit.
I could do that, but I'd probably be cracking up so much it'd be like gibberish a lot of the time.
You'd
I
be-
laugh a lot.
How many words a minute can you type?
98, 97, I think was the last time I tested.
Honestly,
Where I was at.
That's pretty fast.
you know, we're not gonna give you the job right off the bat, but we are gonna take that into consideration.
I would just listen. This is where the competitiveness comes in.
What else can you do? What
Exactly.
can you
We
bring
do-
to the table? Not necessarily just for
Are you gonna kill them?
not necessarily just for ICBTB, but what do you think you have over other people? What makes you better than other people?
I think that honestly, like what you say, like I do try to have a positive attitude in everything I do. Also, I am competitive, but I'm a hard worker in everything I do. I put my all in everything, even if it's the smallest task. Like I can't help but like
That's actually really dope
my
because
goal.
a lot of people now in this generation are super lazy. So the fact that you're all into something.
Yeah, like it's hard for me, even if it's the simplest things. I've learned this about myself because I almost get too involved in in anything I have, to where it's like to a fault where they're like, well, Becca, you're kind of going above, you know.
Do you think it's because you're a mom?
No, I've always been like that.
Really?
I've had
Pre-birth.
some crap jobs that I probably didn't need to be putting as much effort into as I was. But yeah, it's just I think it's almost to a fault, to where it's like sometimes I need to learn when to step away, because I go to work, I don't take sick days. I don't, you know, I feel, you know, you feel bad about taking vacation
Immigrant mentality.
days?
Your parents are immigrants, huh?
No, they're not.
Never mind, I take it back. Christian.
They're not. You were flexing prior to this that you are ethnic as fuck.
I am. No, I am.
And that helps with you getting the job as the intern.
Because I'm a quarter Mexican, I'm a quarter Japanese, and everything else
It's
is
too
just
much. That's too much.
Jumbled stuff.
mixtured. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're what people call a mutt. But like, I don't
Yes.
know why they refer to I'm so sorry. You people as mutts, being mixed ethnicities.
So listen how this pure blood talks to us over here. This pure blood.
This pure blood brown person is considered a
But you're
minority.
pure Filipino.
Yeah.
You're a minority in the Asian culture, right? But the Asians take up 59% of the population of the world. That's not a minority in my book.
Yeah, that's because in the Philippines,
Boom.
we're way too
Boom.
busy making babies. You realize when you're poor and you don't have enough money to buy yourself technology to distract
Yeah,
you?
no TVs in the Philippines or
Not
what?
much. No, I mean,
Thought
like
you
they
guys
have
make
TVs.
a bunch of movies.
No, we make a bunch of babies, dude.
Apparently.
Yeah, when you're bored, you don't have your MacBook or your Apple Watch or your all of your valuables. You don't have a podcast in the Philippines. You're busy getting it in with your spouse, so you could have 10 babies.
I thought they're out like working.
I got to
out.
get to the Philippines.
I thought
Working out or working outside.
out.
She only
working
knows that because she
out.
saw your brother on the way in.
Oh my gosh.
And he was for sure working out with the door open. And we looked over and Kuya was like, yeah, let him look. Let him look.
Door wide open, music blasting.
Pants around his ankles. It was a great sight. Honestly, I would pay for that.
I was appreciative to walk in on that.
You're welcome.
Really?
Into that.
Something's got to get your juices flowing. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I was like, okay, I'm stoked for this.
Because then you're going to hang out with us two
Oh,
beta
that
males.
pumped you for the podcast? That's a weird thing. I don't watch
I'm
people
just-
She was
working
like
out to get
crying.
hyped
She
for
was
a
like
podcast.
crying when I answered the door. So now she's smiling after she saw Carlo.
Oh yeah, because I didn't even know if it was the right house. I didn't want to ring the doorbell.
This is funny. Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah,
So
what?
you have a anxiety about ringing doorbells.
No, just not anxiety about ringing doorbells. I have anxiety about showing up to the wrong house. So I don't want to ring the doorbell or like knock on the door unless I'm for sure it's the right house. Because you just never know, like if somebody's napping or so. You know what I mean?
Sure.
What's the backstory behind this? Have you
Yeah, so
knocked on a door that wasn't...
And they're like, you woke our triplets who haven't slept in 24 hours. Now they're awake.
I'm notorious for like getting lost. Okay. When it comes to navigation, if I've never been there before, I will find the wrong house somehow. Even if you give me the right address, somehow I will get to the wrong house.
Are you dyslexic or something? You just jumble up the numbers?
I don't think so. I don't know what it is. Like Google Maps or whatever will tell me this is the house, and I pull up, I read the number, I'm like, okay. And I don't know. The problem is, this is what I blame right now.
Okay.
This is what we were asking.
People will send me like current location as opposed to the actual address. Like what you gave me was the actual address, so that I'm thankful for. But I have friends
666
who
Hayden
just
Drive.
they go, oh yeah, send me the location or just follow my location. That's not accurate.
No, it's
not.
Sending the location is fun for general
Mm-hmm.
location.
Yeah, but if I'm trying to find a specific house, so I've knocked and this has happened to me twice now, where I've arrived at the wrong house, and one time it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I rang the doorbell. I was trying to call my friend, nobody was picking up because it was a party, nobody was answering.
Hang on, but you
Did it seem quiet inside?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, but you went to a quiet house thinking
It
that
did.
was the party.
You know what? Yes, I don't know. I thought you think maybe they're in the garage, maybe in the backyard.
I imagine that the party you were supposed to go to was across the street and you were just like on the wrong side of the street and you're like, this has got to be it. I think this is it. I can hear the party inside. And then you knock on the door and it's like dark inside and they're like, no. I think you're looking for that house over there.
And that's the house where 3 triplets are being woken up from their nap.
No.
So
One time it happened, they didn't even answer. I was like sitting there, I'm like knocking and I'm like kept knocking, texting my friend. Finally, my friend calls me and she's like, hey, I'm standing out front. And I was like, I'm literally on the front porch. Like, you're not here. And she's like, she's like, where are you? I'm like, clearly at the wrong
And this
house.
happens often? You getting lost?
This happens
Do you black out from like where your car is
does.
parked
She does.
to the front door?
I think I just second when it.
You block it from your mind because it means nothing.
No, I'm actually once I've been there, then I can do it without maps. Like I can memorize it. But if I've never been there before, I second guess.
You don't like
myself.
new places.
Yeah.
I
have
once,
anxiety.
as a kid, my mom took me to one of her coworkers' Christmas parties, and we accidentally went to the wrong house too, and we woke up a sleeping baby, and we kind of felt bad about that. The only other time I had that problem happen was one time in high school. I don't know if you've ever heard this story. One time I got a text from a friend who was like, hey, we're having a party at one of our friends' house, Kieran's having a party at his house. Come on down. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I texted another one of our friends, Nick. I was like, Nick, come pick me up. We're going to go to Kieran's house. He's like, all right. So we got in the car and I'm texting this person. I'm like, all right, yeah, we're going to be there in a minute. We'll be there soon. And then we get there and like, nobody's at the house. It's completely dark. And we're like, oh, that's weird. And so like we go through the gate and go to the back door like we normally do. And like nobody's in the backyard. And we're like, where is everybody? And then like we see a light turn on inside the house. And then his dad or his mom came out and was like, hey, what are you doing out here? And we're like, Kieran told us to come in. And she was like, he's not even home right now. He's out of town. And I was like, what the fuck? So I texted the person. I'm like, hey, where is everybody? And the response was like, oh my God, I can't believe you actually went there. Oh. And then they texted me with like, ha ha ha. And I was like, and I never found out who the fuck that was. Or like what like a weird prank that would be to like send me to a third party house.
Yeah.
And like, were they there? Could they see me and Nick pull up to the party? Did they know we drove down there?
How is that so funny? Like
what I saw like, I've always thought to myself, like, what was the joke there? And who was it? Why did they do it to me? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, because no one can read sarcasm through text, especially if it's just an address.
And they kept it up for like 2-3 hours.
For that long.
Unless you give me the address to the White House. Thanks, guys, for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Did you look that up?
And the 666 Satan Drive. I almost was like, oh, this must be it. The others are a joke. And then I realized Satan Drive.
Really? The 666 did not throw it off?
No.
At all?
I was literally reading the addresses. I was like, okay, one was the dirt road in Manila, Philippines. And
You're like, that's definitely not.
The other one was the address to the White House. But then the one that said 666, I was like, okay, that's an actual house number. And so I was like, and then it wasn't until you said really though. And I was like, okay, so clearly that's not where
that's not. No wonder you get lost. People just throw you numbers and the street name. And you're like, I'm there, baby. Really? Holy shit.
That's hilarious.
I mean, I knew the Manila one in the White House.
I'm glad that you know Manila is not where the studio is located.
It's like
I know
a
you're
bad...
not that Filipino.
Holy shit. Whoa. Yeah.
It's like a bad multiple choice question where they're like, this one's obviously wrong. This one's kind of wrong.
Yeah.
This one's close. And this one's the right answer.
Well, there was still no right answer. So I'm like, okay. And then it wasn't until I think you literally, I'm watching the bubbles and you said really though, or something like that, or seriously. And I was like,
it's 666 Satan Drive.
And then you actually sent the right address.
I said the right. I'm glad you didn't say the actual address on air.
Did you guys not know right off the bat that 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is the address to the White House?
No, I knew off the bat.
I immediately knew that one was fake.
Yeah.
From Washington, D.C. If I hadn't put that.
No, I know. No, I think it's the
gives it
Pennsylvania Ave because that's not really. I know
because that's not a real place.
There ain't no Pennsylvania Avenue.
Hell no. There's not.
No, we don't have state streets.
No, isn't it named after? It's
we have like letters, numbers, girls, flowers,
a bunch of flower streets here in Benicia.
I used to live on Karen.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Now
and now that name is destroyed.
Oh yeah.
For all of you Karens out there, I'm so sorry that
it's out of date. Have you seen the chart though that like it predicts what the next group of Karens they're gonna be Jennifers. Oh. The next group of Karens are going to be Jennifers.
What? So this is if they evolve and become bitchier?
Well, Karens are going to age out eventually. Right now, the Karens are all the 40, 50-year-old
Oh, so we're treating
women's.
this as a generational thing.
Well, I mean...
They're going to age out?
Eventually, yeah. I mean...
Okay, I guess so.
It's like Ediths. How many Ediths do you know?
That's true.
How many Mildreds do you know? These are names of
proving my point.
Old ladies.
They age out.
Oh, so you think after this movement... No one is going to name their new babies Karen.
Because of the stigma of it.
Because of the new stigma of it.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
People like when names get really popular, that's like you can track popularity of baby names. You would be familiar with this.
Yes. Yeah, you can.
Did you take a long time to choose
you read
the name
books
for your baby?
and shit?
I will tell you this. I had girl names picked out, but for my son, he was
awesome.
Going to the hospital.
Should have named him a girl name anyways.
I know.
This is Topanga.
No, he wasn't. I couldn't decide on a name until an hour after he was born.
So he was no name for an hour?
He was no name for an hour.
That's awesome.
Kind of badass.
The nurses like
He's
to
a number.
The nurses like to ask like what name, what name are you thinking? And I'm like, I have no idea. I'm like, we are still trying to figure it out. There were a couple names that we finally narrowed it down to, but his name was not actually decided until about an hour after he was born.
And where did it derive from? Why his current name?
For me, because I was the one who ultimately picked it.
Rightly so.
Bragging rights. Yes, it's up to you.
The mother should always pick the name.
You're the one that pushed them out.
I thought too.
Yeah, the mother should almost always pick the name.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to take this next time I'm pregnant, can we save this so I can be like the mother?
Oh,
should
it's on the internet forever. Yeah, this.
No, because this wasn't. It's like I tried to be nice and let him. The dad was coming out with names. Every name I had was shot down. Okay.
The dad should have a say, but it's
yeah.
ultimately the mother's choice.
Influence.
No, he was
yeah.
pushing. I'm just gonna say it. He was pushing for the name Miles. Nothing against the name.
But
Miles.
you were pushing the literal baby. So.
I was so against that name. I was like, I don't like it. Like I was like, it's not what I see. You know.
He doesn't look like a Miles.
Baby.
I don't think he's gonna be.
Well, first of
Miles.
all, if I can add something, babies don't look like anything when they first come out. It doesn't look like they have any sort of name. They look like a newborn baby.
I do think there is a sense. That's why I said it wasn't until an hour. It wasn't until I held him and he was there that I was like, okay. So we had the name. The name Barrett was like on the back burner, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I didn't want people to call him. This is the only reason it was on the back burner because I didn't want people to call him Barry.
I see.
That's a great name,
that.
though. That's a good
But
name.
I didn't want people to call him Barry, and I was
His first girlfriend
hesitant.
will call him that.
Aw.
No.
And you're gonna
Barry
hate, but you're
Poo.
gonna hate his first girlfriend no matter what. But
probably,
his
yes.
first girlfriend's gonna call him Barry.
No, that's why. So the thing is, though, we said, well, we can cut the nickname down to Bear. So that was the kind of the idea.
His football
was,
coach will definitely call him that.
was Bear. No, so he was born. I looked at him and I had him. I was holding him and I was like, he's Bear. This is baby Bear. This is what his name's gonna be. So
I was holding a teddy bear.
literally, no. So then the name Barrett was what we went with, but
That's fucking cool.
everybody calls him Bear, and
Yeah.
he says his name is Bear.
Because that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
that's a solid name. I know when my nephew was born, they had a really long conversation of what to name him. And Ashley was, my sister-in-law was the one who was like, well, we should name him Matthew after my brother. And my brother was like, very honored by that, of course. But in my family, we have a tradition of naming the son's middle name after their uncle. So my middle name is Jeffrey after my dad's brother. My brother's middle name is Joffrey after my dad's other brother. My dad's middle name is Willie. That was his dad's brother's name. So little Matthew's middle name is Alejandro. And unfortunately for that kid, his name is a bunch of fucked up because it's Matthew Hunter Alejandro Middleton. And it's just like so many
many
different
syllables.
things. I thought my name had too many cultures in it with the Mexican first name and a British last name.
Yeah.
But they got it all. They got it all.
That's cute though.
He's
I
got a
feel
good
like
name. He's got
I
a strong
love
name.
a long name. I love
Yeah.
a long name.
He's
Really?
And he's technically a Matthew Hunter Alejandro Middleton Jr., but he's not really a junior.
Is there a certain point where like too long of a name is just a little pretentious?
I
Like,
think
if you
What
just-
the fuck? What do you mean?
Well, it depends
Why?
on
No,
how
Christian.
it's said. It
There's
depends
no-
on how it's said.
there's only-
There's a length,
Time
dude.
out.
Because
Yes,
at a certain
you're
point,
right.
you're acting like royalty.
You're right. There is a length, and I will tell you exactly the name that is far too long, because there's only one name that takes it. And oddly enough, that this is.
And before you get that out, I want to say this. It's also how it's said. I've heard people with long ass names be like, they puff their chest out, be like, oh, my name is so and so and so and so, so and so. There's like a cadence, and I'm like, oh, get out of here.
This is the line. This is where it stops. This is where it becomes too long. Okay.
okay.
His Excellency President of Life, Field Marshal Ajad Dr. Idi Amin Dada VC DSO MCCBE. And that stands for Conqueror of the British Empire, the Victoria Cross, Doctor in Societal Operations, and military something. That's too long of a name. He made all that shit up. Idi Amin just made all that shit up just so he could sound famous as he was ruling over Uganda.
Well,
I, on the other hand, have 5 beautiful names that just make me stronger and more proud of my heritage. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Holy shit,
No, he
someone-
did slam
you-
it down. No, me and Julia actually we grew up dancing with a girl who has 3 middle names.
Those are, I
That's
guess,
me.
if they're in the middle of the first and last name.
Technically, she has
They're all
one middle
middle
name.
names.
She has a first name, a second name, middle name, a fourth name, and a fifth name.
I guess
Because
so.
there's an actual middle in 5. Sorry.
Yo, don't just
My
flip
bad.
people off here.
I was trying to explain, how the numbers work.
Yeah, but you could like break it down in a
You full
different.
on flip me
You know what I
off.
learned about this finger? You can sit on it and spin.
This is dirty. That's first of all,
This turned real quick.
you often say nobody likes nobody likes a jerk. Everyone loves an asshole, right?
Yeah, I think I say it the other way around. No one likes an asshole. Everyone likes a jerk.
Everyone likes a jerk. That was like
That was borderline.
that was borderline. You were really touching up. If you flip someone off, first of all,
First of all,
offensive.
I was trying to count.
Yeah, what?
I was trying to count. Explain to her the middle of 5.
And now you're just being manipulative
No, he just
and
keeps
pretentious,
flipping
acting like
me
she doesn't know how to
off.
count.
Yeah.
Becca, are you okay?
Oh my gosh, no. I'm so... Listen, you know what? When the cameras are off, you just wait. I'll double flip you. It's going down.
Double flip you off.
Do it in front of the camera. Do it in front of the camera.
No, I don't need evidence.
Oh.
That's the difference
I'm not
between me
afraid
and
of
you.
the cameras.
See, this is
That's
what I'm
the
talking
difference
about.
between me and you.
Even when you're offended, you're still very bubbly.
Because I'm not really offended.
This is fierce, Becca. This is
Yeah,
how
you're
she fights.
I'm
fierce.
fierce?
I watched you beat a girl up while laughing the
This
entire
is
time.
not true.
Yeah, she was pounding her
not
face
true.
into the cement.
Never.
Clumps of hair were flying out, and Becca laughed maniacally the whole time.
You're the type of girl that would grab a girl by her hair, not even near the scalp, by her hair, like at the end of it, and then twirl her around as if she was a chain and ball.
Whoa. I would... First of all...
A bag
okay.
of cats.
No, I'm going to say this. I am a very, like, ill-tempered person. Like, it takes a lot to set me off. But if I do see red.
Mm-hmm.
But
I see that.
too.
I've never done that.
And you being a dancer, you probably curb stop someone with stilettos.
No, I don't think so.
I feel
Juliet
like-
may. Oh my god!
With those nails, you look like a scratcher.
You can't help it, okay?
I
What
can
is-
only imagine.
Actually, let's break down step by step. How would you get into a scrap fight?
I just see red.
You
I would
see
just
red, so you black out. So
yeah.
you see black on your
I'm
way from the
angry.
car to the address that you're trying to go to. You see red when you're about to fight someone.
When do you see green?
Yes.
And when do you see blue?
Right
Good
now.
colors.
Right now, guys.
You should get
So
your eyes
green
checked.
is fun, and blue like when you're scared, or
I don't. Yeah, maybe.
You should see all colors simultaneously, or there's something wrong with
really?
your iris.
you're so smart, Christian.
I love. Okay.
Honestly, probably the wrong part of the eye
I
that
think
I'm
it's
saying.
the retina.
The retina,
Yeah.
the lens. These are all parts of the eyeballs.
The retina is a real thing.
Yes, we're aware. We took a biology class.
Are you wearing contacts right now? Do you have?
No.
You said no, so you're fully blind right now.
Not fully blind. It's like
60%.
no. Basically how the doctor explained it to me is like this is gonna sound so dumb. I try too hard to see to where I strain my eyes. So it's mostly when I'm like
it's your fault.
driving, especially at night, because I'm also light sensitive, that I'm supposed to be wearing glasses so to help like train my eyes to like relax more and not strain so hard, because my like I just try too hard to see things that maybe I'm not supposed to see. I don't know. I don't know.
You're an
know.
overachiever.
That sounded like something a therapist tells you.
I don't really.
This is coming back to where you're trying and you put so much into things.
Check the moon.
Even in like vision, you're like, I'm gonna try to see that sign from a mile away.
I just
bet you
don't
can't see that
like
sign.
wearing the glasses. Like I've grown up. I grew up without glasses, so she was like, you need to wear these to help your eyes relax.
Like,
And I
fuck
was
no,
like,
bitch. And then you slammed the door
I
and walked
know I
out.
did it for a while because it did help. I was taking a lot of road trips, you know.
Why'd you say it like that? Do you not like road trips?
Well, no, but I was taking a lot of road trips, so I'm driving to unfamiliar places at night.
Sure.
I needed the glasses, so I would wear them.
Did the glasses help you cut down on going to the wrong door? Or did you go to the wrong door more when you wore glasses?
No, because Siri says you've arrived. You've arrived.
Oh, but it still
But
doesn't
But
that's
you
say.
don't
Second
trust
guess it.
Siri though, right?
I don't. Because
Siri
you know what?
says-
she will bring you, and she's like, "You've arrived," and you're like across the parking lot. Like,
Exactly.
You have
Exactly.
arrived.
If you're looking for a house,
But you're in the parking lot though.
Yeah, but you want? I'll be wandering around. I do this all the time when I'm trying to find a place. I'll be wandering around the parking lot, like, where the hell is?
You shouldn't move to Texas then, because their shopping centers are like cities.
Is it bad? Oh,
It's huge because they have
Yeah,
the
that wouldn't
space.
be good.
They
you
have
know,
the space.
I talk a lot of shit, but I definitely get lost.
you get lost.
I'm first of all certified Asian driver at your service.
You have a card. You're a card carrying Asian driver.
Yes, and my name is in big letters, 200 font, so that I could see. But
He has
yes,
to fold the card to fit in his wallet.
I don't pay attention. I could easily zone out. I become easily tunnel visioned.
You just, I don't want to say this in a bad way. You're distracted easily. So like if the song
sure.
is taking up your mental fortitude, then the music is taking up. But if driving is, then driving is. But like you're a very singular tasked person.
It could be the smallest thought. It could be me singing in the car. It could be me reading someone else's license plate, but then I'll miss an exit. And not even, but just
Yeah.
by one exit,
7,
I'll be in the next
6,
town.
2.
Oh.
That's happened to me. I've definitely like wasted 1 hour because I just wasn't paying attention. On some freeways where I'm unfamiliar, I'm not even looking at the GPS. GPS is already on. I don't listen to the GPS sometimes. We'll get lost.
What do they know, right? I mean,
Yeah. What does this person speaking to me that's not
even a
even
person.
physically there? What does this voice that is coded by a bunch of numbers even know?
Do you remember what Mr. Weasley told Ginny?
No.
Don't trust anything unless you can see where it keeps its brain. Thank you very much.
So I don't speak to muggles.
Wow.
So sorry.
Okay, coming from
Well,
the pure
we're here,
blood.
so-
That's the pure blood speak again,
that's
right
not-
there. No,
you're acting
that's
like-
pure blood speak. Hey, That's pure blood speak.
You know, I'm not actually that much of a pureblood. I do have some Chinese in me.
You're pretty
I do have
muddy.
some
Okay.
Spanish in me. I have a little
Okay.
bit of Indian in me. So I got like a little bit
Indian.
of
Did you
sprinkles
do
in
the
there.
spit test too?
Nope.
Oh, you didn't?
I just know it in my heart. No, my dad's told me. My dad told
okay.
me who's in the family tree.
Oh.
But I do want to get back to.
This is your uncle. It's just like a picture of Mahatma Gandhi. And they're
That's
like,
my uncle.
This is your aunt. And it's just like a Chinese woman. You're like, yeah, I'm Chinese and Indian.
That makes sense.
My
Okay.
dad showed me the pictures.
I know. But all in all, to get back to it, I just have a bad
Bigot.
sense of direction. It started off when I was a kid and me not paying attention. After I grew up Catholic, and so
That's why you don't pay attention?
yeah.
Because I had to learn to zone out 1 hour a day every Sunday.
Why are
and
we
I would just
praying
turn
for
my
1
brain off for an
hour?
Wait,
hour.
you know what? I grew up
and go
very
through the
in a
moves.
very Christian, strict household, so maybe.
I was also
God
raised
makes us
Catholic, guys. Okay, hang on a second. I was also raised Catholic. I'm great with directions. I'm great with finding things when I've never been there before. And what church taught me was how to fake listening.
You would be.
So what you're saying? If you go to church, you lose at least one sense. It's not necessarily the same sense, but you lose your sense of like listening. I lost my sense of direction.
Yeah,
and
some people lose their sense of touch while they're there. Some people lose their sight.
Oh.
Sorry, Becca. This is the part of the episode where we get deep into the Alejandro Christian thing.
But when we get back into it, when I was a kid, when I was a kid, we went to church, and then afterwards, like I would usually follow my family back to the car. But this is around the time that like I had a Game Boy, and I just got a Game Boy.
And you get lost, and your parents would leave without you.
Here, listen to this. Don't finish my story. Don't finish my story. No. You think that's what it is? It's different. So
Oh my
Crying
god!
over here.
I thought I was following my family.
Okay.
Right? You see,
Different
you see people kind of in the peripherals. You think you're following your family. I'm like deep into Pokemon in my Game Boy, right? And I get into like the car, and then like I'm playing the Game Boy, and I look up, and I'm like, oh, this smells different. Things feel different.
Smells different.
You got in the car.
I got into another family's car.
He's buckling into a car seat. Christian was 15 years old already. He's buckling himself into a car seat. He's like, I don't remember all these buckles last time I was in the car. And then he looked around, and these people who were from Germany, weren't they? They were
German Catholics.
They were like, Das who's is this? And Christian was like, I'm so sorry. I'll leave now.
We are the true pure bloods. That's a bad German accent.
That was not good.
But you know what? Mine wasn't much better. Crazy, bro.
Yeah, but to
That's
get
a-
away from the bit, yes,
Thanks.
I stayed up, or I freaked out, and obviously
Jumped
I
into
left
a
the car.
random car.
That's what did they say? What did
yeah.
They
what-
just stared at me. I left
they
before
just
they could say
stared at
anything.
you? I'd be like, the moment you tried to put your foot in my car, I'd be like, what are you doing?
Well, there are a
Even
bunch
a
of kids
kid.
in that car already. It was a van, and so you
Have
can't.
you seen Home Alone?
Yeah, a long time ago.
You know, like how they forget Kevin McAllister is because like some random kid jumps in the van and they accidentally head count him too. That's kind of like what you were the reverse Kevin McAllister.
Oh.
I guess so.
You're reverse Home Alone.
Oops.
You're alone home.
Just flipping the title, huh?
Thank you,
There.
thank you,
Okay,
thank you.
yeah, I'll give you some credit for that.
I've never gotten in the wrong car because I was distracted by my Game Boy. But my aunt used to date this guy. We called him Uncle Nick. He's the guy who taught me how to do magic. So shout out to Nick if you're out there.
You do magic?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know this
Have
about
you
him?
never seen that? You know
No.
me for quite. I'll show you a trick later.
I'm surprised that you haven't shown her a trick at all, ever.
Well, have another drink and then I'll show you.
But it's not okay.
Well, the drinks help. Anyway,
Yeah, I'm sure.
One time we were walking back to his car, and they had rented a car because they were here visiting. And he was like, "Oh, here it is. This is the car." And he goes to the driver's side, and he's like fumbling with the keys. And I open the passenger side, and I sit down, and I reach over, unlock the driver's side door. He gets in, and he's trying to put the key in the ignition. And there's like this picture of this black girl like taped to the dashboard. And I go, "Hey, who's this girl?" And Nick goes, "I don't know." And then he like realizes. He goes, "Hey, wait a minute. This isn't my car." And we were sitting in a stranger's car. And he's like, "How did you get in?" And I was like, "The door was open. I just tried the handle and then I unlocked it for him. He got in and the key wasn't fitting in the ignition." And so we just got out and we got to his car, which was like 2 cars over, the exact same model, the exact same color, except of course no picture of some random little black girl. But I always think about that. I always think of like,
tripping.
we just got into some random person. That person would never know. That person has no idea that 2 strangers just sat in their car.
That's odd. That's
Crazy.
crazy.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna double lock my car all the time.
You should do that.
I definitely always lock my car and think about
you
that.
can't mistake my car with somebody else's.
Make sure it
so.
beeps.
but
What kind of car do you have?
No, don't say because then people will
I have a
stalk you.
Jeep Wrangler, but I
Tell us your
customized
license
it. So
plate
I
number.
redid the I redid the bumper. I have new wheels and tires and lift on it. So
And you added like these like huge tits to the front of them, didn't you? Like there's just boobs off your car.
what?
I'm sorry, no, my bad. I mistake. I
And the fake balls hanging from the bumper. And so it's very confusing.
confused people.
No, progressive, dude. This is a
Correct.
progressive
Oh,
Jeep.
You're right. Progressive Jeep.
Are you part of like the Jeep culture? Like, are you deep into that?
Do you like honk at other Jeeps when you drive past them?
No,
Beep,
no, you don't honk. You give them a Jeep. Juliet knows this. Juliet has a Wrangler also. So it's only Jeep Wranglers that you. It's like how motorcyclists acknowledge each other. You just give them like a Jeep wave. Like you.
Kia
Like,
Scions
what's up?
also
This is
do
a
that.
Jeep
You're
wave?
not special.
No, you just like throw up. Look, 'cause usually my hand's on the steering wheel, so I just
Throw them
throw
one of these.
I don't flip people off. I never do that.
Really?
If I'm really mad at somebody, I'm like, like.
Oh, so your thumbs up is the fuck you.
I'm
Or
sorry.
I'll be like clapping. Like, oh my gosh, I have a friend who told me she was like, she'll give a thumbs up and be like yelling out her window, "Good job," when she's like pissed off at somebody.
Oh, very sarcastic.
Yeah,
okay.
no, I'm like, I'll do like the what are you doing? Instead of, I will never flip anybody off. And I don't like to use my horn.
Do you scream in your car?
I do.
Have you changed your horn in your car?
No, but I want to.
I want to get a deeper horn in my car.
Yeah.
Beep.
Did you guys hear that?
Burp. Beep.
Did someone just burp?
Was that a fart?
Speaking of farts, apparently Becca doesn't fart at all.
Yeah, we spent 20 minutes before the episode talking about how Becca doesn't fart.
Okay. What was the fact? It said 14
People
to
fart 14 to 15 times.
I
According
can't
to the
believe that.
Nickelodeon flatulence commercial.
I cannot believe that because I'm just not. I know I'm just not like that gassy of a person.
So then you're the extreme then. So right, if you're a known not gassy person, then we can't use you in the generalities, right? Because you're clearly one side of the spectrum.
But I even just can't believe that a normal person farts that many times.
15 is
possible.
a lot of farts though.
That's a lot.
That's like stopping at midway through. Like I have maybe 3 solid farts a day.
Okay.
Just like good ones to get you going.
3 that makes sense to me.
Okay, how do you quantify farts though? Is it like, let's say,
Sessions maybe?
is it 3? Is this 15 sessions? Because you could fart 3 times at once if there's 2 pauses in between one long
yeah,
fart,
yeah.
That
right?
means you have to poop. You should go.
No, not necessarily. First of all,
And
if
I
you
will-
don't fart that much, you have no say.
And I will say, farting when you're pooping is the most like unsatisfactory thing. Like if you think you gotta poop and then you sit down and all you do is just like fart, you're just like, damn, what a waste of time.
Also, what is a poop fart quantified as? 15 alone?
No,
Does a poop count as a fart?
I feel like
This
if
is
you're
the
farting,
grossest
farting
episode.
that much, right? If you're farting that much in a row, like you should maybe go use the bathroom and see like what
15
happens.
times is a lot of farts.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of farts.
Yes.
How often do you think you burp? Equivalent or less?
Less. No, more.
Like if I drink water all day, and I was joking earlier when I said water makes me burp. If I drink water all day, I'm probably not burping. Although I can burp on command.
Oh,
Yeah, me too.
can we? Not in the.
That's a good one.
I don't burp either. See, I couldn't.
Go ahead, Becca.
Your turn.
I couldn't. If I get one, if I can work one up, maybe this will help. Actually,
Yeah, I mean you're drinking bubbles.
Yeah, this might help me. I'll keep trying for you.
This
guys,
is
okay?
awesome that we're to turn the episode into Jackass.
This is great.
I'm just
burp into
not
the
a
mic.
gassy person. I can't. I literally can't. I cannot do it on command.
Too many
like,
burps now coming out.
Okay, drink as much of that as possible and see if you can burp.
And we'll like vamp.
that's gone, so.
Oh well.
Oh, that was.
If you're,
barely
are
any.
you going to the fridge? Oh no, you have one there. Damn it.
She has another one prepped.
Why do you
man.
need something?
No. Say, I would never ask the guest to get me something.
Of course, yeah. Please don't ask the kid. Don't. I'm not fucking getting up. You're the between you and me. You're closer to the fridge.
I just look at you. I don't even have to say anything.
Do you realize what
He's
kind of
a- he's a
terrain I have to
jump
traverse
so
through?
And you're so bad. I don't want to be a dick, but you're so bad about like going around. We have guests here. You always knock the light, the camera, the guest, the mic. Like, and that's why like I sometimes because
He
you set me
doesn't do
first.
it with grace,
No, because
is
he
what
sets
you're
me
telling
first when he does the camera, so I can't always move after he sets the camera. So he has to go around. But I always feel so bad. I think it would be easier if you go this way. I don't care if I have
No,
to get.
this
up
is more difficult. This is more difficult
To
for
go
sure.
under? Can you just?
I'm
lift
not
that
going
thing
under the table.
Honestly, that might be easy. Look how big the table is.
Do you realize how childish that would look like? Excuse me, Becca. Move your
You
thighs.
try to be so professional, and then like that moment you crawl under the table like an 8-year-old at dinner.
Like an 8-year-old at a McDonald's playground.
They don't have those anymore.
Nope. Rest in peace.
Yeah, COVID. You know.
Yeah.
I thought it was the pedophiles.
That too, and also hygiene. Those places are dirty.
Yeah.
I never went in there once without getting my socks wet. Didn't matter what time of day or where I was at. I would always find some puddle to step my foot
I'm
in.
having like flashbacks. Like stepping in, I'm like, what is that?
Just keep going. Just keep going.
You go to Scandia? You never went to
Yeah,
Scandia?
hell yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I love
Okay.
Scandia.
You ever go and sometimes there'd be a random like
Scandia's play
Random
place was really cool. Wet spot.
Oh.
Because the jungle had the really cool like multi-layered. Did you ever go to the jungle? That one I
Yes.
felt like was multi-layered, very high up. Whereas Scandia had like, and if you get to this secret room,
Yeah.
it's a ball pit. And if
Yeah.
you get to this secret room, it's like it's got a whole bunch of hanging things. You know what I mean? Like Scandia had the secret rooms, but the jungle was like you're 6 floors up. But
I
really,
like that
you're
they make
you
you. I do appreciate these play places for giving children incentive to become physical. It's like their infantile Ninja Warrior arenas, right? You get to the ball pit to get into this tube, and you got to go through all of these little mini hanging punching bags to get to the little bike
That's exactly
area,
what I'm
right?
talking about.
You know, and fat kids. You know, this is incentive to
struggle?
burn off the chicken nuggets that you're having.
Did
This
you
is
have-
harder for me.
Did you
Yeah.
have a struggle getting?
Also-
have you ever had a birthday at Scandia?
No.
Did you ever have a birthday at Scandia?
Yes.
I did as well. What was your birthday theme? Do you remember?
I don't.
And for our non-local listeners out there, Scandia is like a mini golf place.
It's a kid arcade where you can like rent it out for kids' birthday parties. They got video games, mini golf, go-karts, water bumpers, batting cages. It's every town has something like
I would
this.
have my birthday there now.
I think
Really?
Well, not now because COVID, but
there
you know
is
what?
one other There's 2 Scandias in California.
Yeah,
And then there's a place called like Golf World that's very similar.
that one's in Livermore.
Yep.
or
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's one in Sacramento that's called I think it's called
Top
Golf
Golf?
Land. Top Golf is like the adult version of it and way cooler.
Where you could drink. Maybe that's where you should have your birthday.
gosh,
Have you
Let's
ever been
go-
to Top Golf?
I'm not actually. You know
it's
what?
so
My
much
friend,
fun.
because my friend just moved to Morgan. She moved to Folsom, and she was like, "They have a Top Golf. You have to come
So
check it
much
out."
fun.
And I'm like,
The best one's in Vegas.
I'm a terrible golfer, but I want to try.
You don't have to be good. It's just whacking the ball.
I can just drink and whack a ball. Perfect.
But
Got
also,
it.
the
Sold.
balls are really small and you have to be very precise.
I'm
And
used
It's
to
golf.
That.
They're golf
I'm
balls.
Used to that.
this is true. I'm just saying this because I don't want to be the only one bad at golf here. And I was hoping to find some community, a sense of community
Honestly,
with Becca here.
You would like Top Golf because it takes I'm not
Zero
trying to
skill.
belittle you, but it takes no skill. It's just the swing.
That's fine.
It's the only fun part of golf.
But I
The
still
drive.
get. But the thing is, I'm still competitive. So you're gonna piss me off if I don't. If
I
like
start
if
winning.
yeah, I'm gonna be annoyed.
Have you ever play pinball?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you ever get over? Did you break $1 million? No. Nobody can. I bet you can never. You bet you can't break $1 million on a pinball.
You're really trying to get competitive about pinball right here during the
Yeah,
show.
there's some things I'll get competitive about, but you know what? That one we're gonna let you have.
You don't give a shit enough.
No,
You don't give a shit
I
enough.
don't. That one, yeah.
Cut this whole bit out.
What are things that you get competitive about? Like
Oh
dancers.
gosh, I think a lot of stuff.
Okay, list them. Thank you for listing them.
Like I don't know. It can be anything. I think I'm competitive in my daily lifestyle.
Do you like to gamble?
Against myself. I do, but that I'm careful with because I know better. I know I get like, but gambling, you're against yourself.
Slots or
more the
tables,
bank,
depends
but
what
yeah.
you're playing.
I just stick to roulette because that's playing it safe, and I know when to walk away.
Playing it safe.
That's safe.
Well, I know when to
The
walk. I
odds
feel
are
like
definitely. You have good odds.
I can walk away from that a lot easier than I'm not. Yeah, I
a
don't.
slot
wanna-
You're not a
machine.
craps player. You don't play blackjack or
No, I just shouldn't gamble.
play card poker.
Because I will. I know I now know I'm conscious of how like competitive I can get with even myself. The where I'm like, okay, you need to walk away.
Wow, really that much?
Yeah.
You did say you're competitive in your daily lifestyle. What are these daily tasks that you compete yourself with?
Like, do you race the person in the lane next to you to the red light, or
No, I don't think like, I don't think
To
like
the
that,
red
'cause
light, so it's basically
to the
pointless?
end of the block?
I actually laugh at the people that do that. That they like cut me off and like to
And then, like,
sit
we're
at
at
a
the
red light.
same
I'm like,
light,
good
bro.
job, honey. You go, bro. Like,
Today somebody honked at me because I was braking to turn into a driveway.
Oh, really?
they
Someone
honked
honked?
at me.
because you were in their way.
Bro, I guess so.
Pull onto the shoulder.
Listen, lady, it was pulling into 7-Eleven. There's no shoulder to pull into.
People
It's a
just
turning
gotta
lane.
calm
It's a
down.
turning lane.
You know what? Then you better be ready to skeet skirt and drift on in that driveway. Don't
This
stop.
is the kind of Jeep. This is the kind of talk Jeep Wrangler
Skeet
drivers have.
skirt?
But I don't
just 'cause you
honk,
can
so
hop the
it wasn't
curb.
me.
Yeah, you can't say skeet skirt on this show. We talked about almost everything that we could say on this podcast.
Skeet skirt not.
But if
That's
you
where we
say
draw the line.
skeet skirt,
Okay.
But that
gross.
does bring me to my next point.
What?
Okay.
Let's do an improv scene.
that's right.
Oh. Okay.
Now, Becca.
you are a classically trained follower of Del Close, correct?
Yes.
What?
She is. She's just trying to be humble.
I like playing it off. Look at you. You're fantastic. So,
Now, for you listeners out there that don't know who Del Close is
the father of improv.
Essentially.
Okay.
He's the one who created this whole movement of improv and
Daddy Improv.
comedy. And he was your uncle or your father?
Oh my God.
Sounds like you're ready for improv.
Excellent. So
I told you guys.
without further ado, ladies and gentlemen,
No.
don't interrupt me when I do this part. Ladies and gentlemen, highly relevant.
Becca, honey, can you whip out the map quest directions,
Yeah, I got
please?
it right here for you, Mom. It says we just got to go. We take a left. We take a left. I don't know.
Take a left, 2 lefts,
No, one left.
then we're going backwards.
No. Stop. Can we stop on this
Here,
freeway?
I see someone on the side.
Wave him down. Excuse me.
Excuse me, miss.
Hi.
Miss,
Yes.
hi.
Yes. Hi.
We're trying to find
666 Satan Drive.
and these directions are.
Oh,
What's wrong?
What's wrong?
Do you know the address?
you went too far.
Oh, we missed it. I told you.
Oh,
It was the
I'm
house in all
sorry.
black. I told you. Is it the
Okay.
house in all black?
No.
Oh.
It's the red one.
Thank
Well,
you.
Okay. Well, I was wrong. You know what? I'm woman enough to admit when I'm wrong.
Hey, that's fine.
And
That's fine. I deeply apologize if I offended you, honey.
Well, it's not that you offended me. It's just that we're definitely going to lose the race because Christian and Alex didn't get there before us, and they said last one there is a
It's
rotten
okay.
egg, and now I'm a rotten egg.
Well, okay.
And it's all your fault, Mom.
You know-
Thank you so much, Miss. We're gonna.
You're welcome.
Actually, miss, I feel so bad for you. You're just stranded here on the freeway.
Mom, don't pick up hitchhikers. Dad told us not to do that anymore.
Get
No,
in the
but
car.
I'm like a nice hitchhiker.
And honestly, it's like both of those hitchhikers can't be both serial killers, right?
Yeah.
The one we picked up the other day and this one.
Yeah, just this one. Honey, what's your name?
Felicia.
Felicia. Fierce.
That's a fake name.
Very
Mom.
fierce.
Mom, that's a fake name.
Hey, believe people
Okay.
from now on because
Felicia, hop in the back then, I guess.
Wait, I can't sit shotgun.
Okay, then I'll sit in the back. Jesus.
yeah, Becca, get in the back. All right, Felicia, we bring you to this car because obviously you know your way around this town, and we need to get there fast.
We're
I
trying to
do,
find.
yes.
So if you can lead my mom here, do you want the map quest?
Oh, thank you.
Okay, there you go.
All right, list the directions off to me.
Well, first of all, you're gonna want to make a U-turn but not on the freeway.
Okay,
Obviously.
thank you. I was gonna say a U-turn. Okay, so what exit should I take first?
You're gonna take Hella.
I love California. The Hella exit.
We're from New Jersey. Can you tell us what number that exit is? We know exits by numbers.
Oh, okay. So that's 65.
Exit 65, Mom.
Exit 65. Okay, that's right here. Okay. All right. Okay. What's
Wow,
next?
Look at these buildings.
Felicia, what's next?
So you're gonna take a right at the end of this road, and do you see that picket fence with the man standing there with no clothes? Yeah.
Felicia, you've taken us to an empty farmhouse.
Excuse me.
That man is naked and he has a pitchfork.
No. You take a left. Take a left.
Okay.
Into
no,
the
wait,
farmhouse?
Wait, you see?
Mom, she's taking us somewhere bad.
Does it say on MapQuest to make a left at the naked
no,
man?
She has my
I'm
phone off, Mom.
I'm-
She's not even looking at it.
I'm taking you the back road. I'm trying to help you guys out.
Oh, so
Mom, I'm
so she
scared.
knows the
No,
super
you don't-
secret way.
Yeah.
Becca.
If you take the main route, you're gonna end up in
A ditch?
No, this is okay. 666 Satan Drive, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm telling you, if you take the route that it's telling you, you're not gonna end up
There.
there.
But we have to go through this scary farmhouse to get there?
No, you just take a left at the scary
Oh,
farm.
okay.
That's all it is.
you just
Calm
you
down.
see it, you pass it.
It was a naked man with a pitchfork. How else am I
Sorry,
supposed to
Becca
react?
just turned 15 and she thinks
Oh.
that every stranger's threatening. Get over it.
Does she need a bag? Is she gonna be okay?
No, she'll be fine. Why? Do you have a bag on you?
I do, a plastic one. Is that okay?
Yeah. Where's it from? No. Don't put it over your head. Honey. My gosh. What's wrong with you, Felicia? A Walmart bag?
These
if my
bags
daughter's
kill
gonna-
turtles.
Only the best quality, okay?
It's not even made from biodegradable stuff.
What's wrong with you?
I thought you guys
We
were
should
from
get-
New Jersey.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, but we still like recycling.
Yeah, we're from New Jersey. What are you talking about? What are you hey, Felicia, you don't tell me where I'm from because I'm a strong, independent woman from New Jersey. Okay? I'm driving here.
No more. No more.
Scene.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you're right. Alex, you said we were from New Jersey. How did we not?
We immediately.
Why did you choose a state?
Yeah, the accents immediately just.
Oh my god.
We could have. We were tourists.
Okay.
We're not from New Jersey. We moved to New Jersey
From
we
Nevada.
Moved away
Okay.
from there recently.
That's what it is.
Well, you said from Jersey, so I just
we're
assumed.
from Nashville via New Jersey.
Oh, you're from Nashville originally?
Nashville,
Well, not originally,
Tennessee.
Not originally. We were born in San Diego.
Oh, that's better.
Okay,
And then
that's
So you
more
are
accurate.
from
We
California.
moved to Nashville, and then we moved to New Jersey. Now we're back. Well, the scene's over, right?
The scene's done.
Okay,
We don't have to
good.
give backstory to these characters that will never see the light of day.
Wacky, man. I like having wacky characters sometimes.
Have you ever hitchhiked before,
No.
Becca? No.
No.
Have you ever picked up a hitchhiker?
No.
Wow, that's good. That's good.
Have you guys?
No, never.
I've only ever seen one hitchhiker once in my life, and this is kind of scary, but I don't know if it's actually as scary as the story seems. When you're driving to San Luis Obispo or Morro Bay, it's the same drive. At one point, you pass the penitentiary, you pass the men's correctional facilities, and there's a bunch of signs that are like, "Don't pick up hitchhikers! Don't pick up hitchhikers!"
Oh, yeah.
And I definitely saw a dude hitchhiking there, and I was like, "Poor guy," because honestly, what are the odds that he escaped from prison? Probably very small. But that's like the worst place for him to be hitchhiking. He's definitely not going to be getting picked up because like we just saw signs that say like prison, don't pick up hitchhikers.
Yeah.
Let's give him the Christian benefit of the doubt. He's probably like a priest or something. And I wouldn't want those guys in my car.
I mean, I would like to think like this is where it's like if I was stranded, I would hope that somebody would pull over and help me out. But then, they could think the same thing.
That's how Ted Bundy got a lot of girls.
He would.
Oh.
They were
He would pretend like his car broke down and they'd pull over to try and help him. Or if they were pulled over because their car was broken down, he would get out and be like, "Hey, do you need help with that tire iron?" And then to be like, "Oh yeah, totally." And then he'd like,
See, that would be more likely to happen to me rather than me hopping into a
Well, that
guy's
makes sense. There's
car.
more context with that. With the hitchhiker, there's a lot of
hitchhiking. Oh, go
stuff. There's a lot of traits that are already telling. They are lacking. They already seem like a drifter, right? They don't have a vehicle. I mean, they're there. They're already brave enough to hitchhike. You can't trust that person. But if there's enough context in the situation, like your car's broken down, first of all, everyone's been there where they've had car issues, and so we want to be helpful in that sense. So chances that this person is a killer from like an insane asylum much lower.
My car broke down once on the way to Disneyland, and my tire iron was wrecked. I couldn't get the wheel off my car, and this dude pulled over and helped us out. So there are good Samaritans out there.
Yeah.
But there's also psychopaths out there,
Yeah.
just statistically.
Well, that's why you have to. It's just one of those things you have to just be smart about it. So
You have to
for
be aware.
me, yeah, you just have to be aware and like know. So it's like even if somebody were to pull over on the side of the road to like help me, I'd be like, okay, but obviously keep your phone in hand. I would not get into their car. I would be like, can I borrow your phone so I can call tow truck or whatever? You know what I mean? But I wouldn't get into their car. So you just have to be conscious.
But even that's kind of weird. I've like back in the day, like when the world was back open, people would just, let's say if I was roaming around the mall, this has happened multiple times. I've had people come up to me like, "Hey man, my phone's dead. Can I just use your phone to like call someone to get
That's
picked
a scam.
up?" See, that seems scary to me.
That's a
And I
scam.
always say no.
yeah.
So like, do you think even being someone who's stranded on the side of the road, you'd be able to like say, "Hey, can I borrow your phone real quick?"
It's weird how I'm sorry to distract, but it's weird how we were like, "Oh yeah, we would just ask that person for help." But then if we were the person being asked for help, we'd be like, "Fuck no, this is a scam." Like,
No, because I feel that maybe now you like made me think because I've definitely given somebody my phone to like call for help or whatever. I've literally like there's been a situation where I forgot their car broke down or something and their phone was dead. Their phone was gone. So not only did I let them use my phone, I sat with them to make sure because they had whoever had to call back, and so I stayed until that person called back onto my phone so that they could speak to them.
you're giving them too much of your own time. Time is money.
Yeah, but it's like if it
was
were
you.
me, like I would hope somebody would be.
And you know what?
Kind enough
That's
to say.
That's good, and that's how you should act. You remind me a lot of, excuse me, my sister-in-law Ashley. Very helpful, and she's from the Midwest, where people are genuinely nicer, and as a whole, they want to help people out. And we had to almost like, not just convince her, but like tell her to stop helping people. Like in California, people are going to take advantage of that. Like you might be able to help that old lady once or twice, but eventually you're gonna be trying to do the right thing, trying to do the nice thing, and it's gonna catch up with you. Or that person doesn't want to be helped. Like one time this old man was like having a episode in his car at a red light, and she hops out of her car to try and help the dude, and we're like, don't ever get out of your car to help somebody like that, because who knows what the fuck they're doing? Who knows if they're running a scam or if they're crazy or if they're, you know what I mean? Like gang stalking is a real thing. Doesn't happen often, but it is a real thing where they'll like, you know, you got to tap this car so that when they get out and complain with you, fucking kill them. Like that's a scary thing that parents used to tell their kids because it actually happened. Not a lot, but it actually happens. Yeah. But
no, but I get it. He tells me. People tell me that all the time. I'm like too nice, to a fault for sure, and I've gotten better at it as I've gotten older. But let's take it back for like when I was in high school.
But it's not the niceness that worries me about you. Because are you going to tell the story about the three amigos and giving them money?
Yeah.
So it's not about being too nice. The problem with that story is you're opening yourself up to be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I worried about you, because I don't care if you're
let's give context, because like right now people don't know what's going on.
What's the story? We're making them wait.
So in high school in Vallejo, there was this liquor store that wouldn't card, and I looked older
Which one?
as a kid.
Three Amigos. It's not around anymore.
They got caught up. But you know, we had bought some Four Locos from there because we were going to go to a party later that night. And on my way to the car, and I would be the one that they would send because I looked older.
That day that we both walked in.
Yes. Oh, we did both walk in?
That day we both walked in.
Okay, so we walked back to the car together from the liquor store, and on the way back there was this guy, this kind of sketchy looking guy that asked for some money. And I'm the type of person
who had this guy was weird in the store. I had already clocked this guy from when we were in the store. He was acting weird.
Okay.
And Christian, you didn't see him until we were outside the store and he was following us. But he was following us because he saw us paying cash.
Yeah. So he knew we had cash.
And so goes up to Christian and I, and he's like, "Hey man, do you guys have a couple of dollars I could hold?" You know, like classic liquor store dude asking for money. He
liquor store lurker,
homeless.
Is what I'd
like
call them.
he was just like the verbiage that he was like, "Let me hold a couple of dollars," which is like, you know, at least I know what that means. And Christian at the time was like, "Oh, yeah, totally, sure." He reaches into his inside pocket, pulls out a Louis Vuitton wallet. Opens it up.
Don't ask me why I had this. My brother gave it to me, and it doesn't look good in
Passes
Vallejo.
through his 20s, grabs the ones, and hands the guy literally a single one. And the guy takes the dollar, turns around, shouts up to this window above Three Amigos, and goes, "Hey, Tina, I got your money for you, bitch." And like, both me and Christian, I was like, "Christian, get in the car." And we're like, just like, get the fuck out. And like, that's when I told you, I was like, "See, Christian, this is the being too nice. This is opening yourself up to be taken." Like, well, I don't care that you gave him money. You pulled out a Louis Vuitton wallet in a place that.
But also, let's
but
take
that's
into
not even being nice. That's just like being okay. So
he wasn't aware. You didn't have a lot of common. You didn't have a lot of street sense.
You weren't aware.
You didn't have street sense at that time.
See, and that's something I feel like I do.
Street sense is different from common sense.
Yes. Well.
Yeah, street sense is different than common sense.
Well, you know, I'd never really got into many altercations prior to that.
You've never been in a position where you should fear for that.
Well, no, and then so that's an example, and like obviously that was back in high school,
and the extreme,
and the very extreme, the most extreme, just so I could tell this on the podcast. But like even other times, like
it's a made up story.
I'm also very avoidant of conflict, and so like I know that there's in my past years that I've been like a walking doormat, right? People just step all over me just because like I don't want to have that conversation and whatnot. And now I know when to step my foot down and to like really gauge like, okay, this is my boundary.
Good.
And
I just like that. Good.
and this is we were talking about this because we're talking about like hitchhiking and like letting people borrow cell phones and all that stuff, right?
And scams.
But yeah, and now basically my point is that I'm getting better at it.
Good.
You are.
I'm trying my best, and it does fucking suck when people have pushback. And I'm trying to and I know we're getting a little deep on this. And like I stand my ground, but like also I would like to say like, God damn it to the people that dislike growth in your own character because they benefit from who you were, not who you are now.
So you get the comment a lot of, "Oh, you've changed and you're being selfish."
Yeah, dude. They're like, you know, I mean, like I've had friends make jokes about it, and like it's but now that I've become, I mean, like I know when like my closer friends like they don't mean anything by it, but I've had other people that aren't as close say like, "Oh, you've changed."
It's different
Yeah.
when me and Otis say it.
It is different. It is
Yeah.
different because you
But,
guys knew me before. But
Yeah,
like,
and even then, it's when I say like I want Fat Christian back because he was easier to take advantage of. Like that's
it's all
like,
a
pretty
bit.
tongue
Yeah.
in cheek.
I mean, I bring it on me. I bring that. I set it up.
But no, I mean, I think you have a really interesting point of like, sometimes people, when you set your boundaries and people try to test it because they know that you're a nice guy inherently, that is pretty fucked up. And I think you should be confident in the boundaries that you're setting for yourself.
Yeah.
And, and I think everybody has things that they're trying to work on in their own psyche. I think maybe for you, the best thing you could do is, because now you're getting to the point where you're setting the boundaries, but setting them and sticking to them. Because I've seen you get pushed over sometimes after you set a boundary and then something happens and I see you get like change your mind afterwards. And sometimes I wish to myself, I'm like, man, Christian, you almost had it, man. Like you were right. You were right there. And
Well, I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I mean, it's not like I'm not working on things.
It's hard to change that mindset, but
Yeah.
and it's honestly because I've actually been dealing this with some friends a lot. Of it's the same thing of when they do say like, "Oh, you've changed," and you have to just not take it to heart.
Yeah.
You have to just understand, and if you have close friends who are like, "No, this is good. What you're doing is good," and encouraging you to put your foot down. You just have to know like when people who say those things to you, that's because they're so used to being a certain way for so long that now you.
And also
back.
like, Fat Christian was just so easy to manipulate, man. He would give us everything, man.
Yeah. Well, I was just really nice. Well, let's break it down. Asshole over here.
Yeah. Get him out.
Yeah. Nobody likes a jerk. Everybody hates Alex.
Turn off the camera so I can flip him off.
Yeah, this is terrible. Yeah, this is fucking
There's
terrible.
actually a blind spot right here. If you
Oh,
wanted
really?
to. Yeah.
But let me tell you, growing up, being that way, I wouldn't change a damn thing. Growing up fat, being someone that was easy to manipulate, like I went through some trials and tribulations in terms of character, in terms of being noticed, in terms of being loved and receiving the proper affection, in terms of like getting a girl, right? I think it's definitely encouraged me to become who I am now. Lost some weight, got me a jawline, got me a neck.
And a personality.
And I mean, like I've always had a personality, but now it's more solidified.
You have to work on it. When you look like me and Christian, you got to work on your personality and shit like that. Like, not everybody's cut from stone.
No, what are you talking about? Look, no,
Wait,
you have
no?
a personality, but let's take it back. Don't act like you were fat like me back
but
in high
I
school.
wasn't good looking in high school.
You became good looking at the right time, probably junior year and like senior year.
I think right now I'm in the right time. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, I mean it's stretched. I mean, good job with taking care of yourself, but like,
Thank you.
Yes. I'm like, I feel like you look the same.
Thank you.
Does that
I
mean
say
to
that
say?
I say that all the time, but I have people who be like, no, man, you look way different. I'm like, I think my haircut's different.
Yeah, your haircut's. You had some hair. Oh,
used
your
to have long hair.
You used
Yeah,
to have some
used to have
hair.
really
some long hair that would come
used to
back.
have some hair.
I loved his hair. How about you? Like, what?
What physical
How have
changes
you grown
gone
as a
through?
person? Because like we knew
grown.
you a while back, and now we.
Yeah, you're like 8 feet tall now.
Oh my god, yes.
You're
Thank
huge.
Thank you for noticing.
You got your knees done?
Wow, they put lead
They
pipes
can do that. They can
in
do
your
that.
shins.
Have you seen the movie Face Off?
No.
Oh man, that's the one where Nicolas Cage and John Travolta switch bodies, and John Travolta's shorter than Nick Cage, so they had to cut a piece of his leg bones out to make him shorter. Anyways,
No, I just remember from White Chicks. Remember, they're
Yes.
taller. They go, we got our knees done. She's like, the little girl. She's like, you can do that. You can do that.
yeah,
You could do that. I mean, that'd be ridiculous.
Oh,
we did White Chicks. We did an episode on White Chicks.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. See?
So, like, how have you? In terms of character, have you? I don't. You make it sound so.
That's what you're asking.
No, not physically. So, what was your boob size back in high school?
In the last 6 years,
Now, tell me, what's the? Why is there both
bigger,
a letter and
smaller?
number in bra
Tell me when to
size?
stop.
I'm an,
That's your joke.
Tell me when to stop. Tell me when.
No, I will say this. I think I'm the most confident in my body now more than ever. But I think being a mom helped me, and having my son help me do that. And in high school, I look at pictures sometimes and I'm like, I looked good. I was cute. I definitely dressed
Correctly.
funny. And
How did you dress funny? Why you?
Like you wore a red
I
nose
used
and a
to
wig.
try to fit into a crowd that I just, not even a crowd, but the way I dress.
We're gonna need one of those photos for a post.
Yeah, we need a photo.
I don't even.
Okay,
What,
describe
like,
it head to toe.
Jabos.
Okay, so I mean, I wore the, I wore the big fake hoop earrings. I would wear like the sneakers, the jeans, the printed crop top, like it's a t-shirt that's zipped up, but it was a crop top.
What are you, Missy
made
Elliott?
No sense. It made no sense.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So that's how I dressed. And the thing is, and I'm going to say this, I was so comfortable in that, but now I look back at those fashion choices and I'm just like, why?
I think that's what you're supposed to do in high school.
Everyone.
Like,
Yeah, I know.
Make what you think is a confident choice, and then you like look back at it. Like myself, I made some pretty bold choices in the way I dressed, especially senior year.
Yeah.
And only one do I not feel bad about.
Really?
Which one was that? What outfit was that?
Yeah.
It's the
Can we have
shirt
that
under the vest. Like, I don't feel bad about that one. That one I
funny.
think
No,
looked good.
that's still in. That's still in.
Yeah, dude, I look like Paul McCartney. See, you
That's
always give me
silly.
shit for it, but it's
It's
a
funny.
look.
It's just I've never seen.
I think it's and honestly, like, I think it's such a funny thing that you bring up to me. Like, you look so ridiculous. I'm like, no, that's a solid look. Like,
Yeah.
the people dress like that. Like, Paul McCartney used to dress like that all the time. Like, but you throw it to me like I'm such a ridiculous person for wearing it like that. I just think you may have never seen anybody else dress like that.
I think that's exactly what it is, and I think it was at the time, like in
Yeah,
in
I
high
will say
school.
that.
It's bold for sure, bold.
And it's definitely like an older look. Like, I made that choice knowing that like people haven't dressed like that since Paul McCartney in the 60s, you know what I mean? But I wanted to look that way. And then I started wearing like I started wearing pea coats early
nice.
on, and then everybody started wearing pea coats, and then
Oh,
like
yeah, that
I
was the
started
thing, too.
started combing my hair back like and greasing it, and then like having like a pompadour, and then everybody started doing that shit, and then man, I was pretty fashionable for somebody who like was a loser. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I see what you're doing here.
I wore Converse.
working. I see what
wore
you're doing
Converse in elementary school, and then they became really popular in middle school.
I think
I'm
Converse have
pretty
been
sure-
popular.
I'm pretty sure I made Converse
No.
popular.
Fuck no,
I think-
no! You're making me so mad,
the line.
dude.
That's
There's
the
like
line right
lines,
there.
man.
That's it.
There's like, okay, you made me feel a little bad about the shirt and the vest thing because you made me feel like, am I being too much of a dick right now that I'm making fun of him?
Well, but that one was that's
But
the only
also,
real, that's the only real one out
You
of
made
all
fun
of
of my outfits before. How come I could never give this guy shit, but he always gives me shit?
You give me shit. Did you see me knock over a shelf the other day?
Yeah. Oh, and I gave you the biggest shit.
You made a post out of it.
I asked you about it before. Consent is key.
Consent is. Becca, you hear that?
Back to you, Becca.
I told you I don't do anything I don't want to do, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so how have you developed?
We'll have to edit that one out.
Okay.
No, we're not asking her about her development.
Okay, I'm kidding. In terms of character, dude, y'all are the
Oh.
ones that made it about boob size. Hi, my name's Christian from New Jersey.
This is a better New Jersey accent than what was.
I don't know what you two pulled up with,
I
but
pulled something out of the South.
you got.
I went straight Southern New Jersey. I went like
South Jersey.
Yeah.
Richmond, New Jersey. Oh my
That was
God.
rough. No, but okay, so
But
I
seriously,
think
tell
I
us
think
about
I
your
was a lot
development.
like you, where I would do anything for anybody around me. So like, I was the first to drive out of a lot of my friends, a lot of the people around me. So, and I had a job at a very young age, a good job. So I made money. I was driving around, and I think I was the same way, where I was just like, I was constantly being taken advantage of. And I think now that's developed me to where I not only am I more ill-tempered, because I also was kind of a hothead, and I was kind of I was angry. But I think now I'm much more ill-tempered, but I know my boundaries. So it's like sometimes that Becca will still come out of, don't push me past my boundary, because once you do, it's like that hothead just
can't
comes
put the
out of
toothpaste
left
back in the
field.
tube.
Yeah, it's funny that I have new friends now who, like, when they see that side, they're like, who is this person?
For
and I'm
sure.
like, but my old friends are like, oh, we know that person.
Like, Christian has seen me go off the handles a couple of times, but then
Yeah.
like I'll bring new people around, and then they'll be like, Alex is such a softie, and then people are like, well, you have no idea. bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
that's,
haven't even seen it.
but I feel like you said, like, it's the balance of, I needed that growth. I needed to go through that
Mm-hmm.
to, like, come into now who I am. And then also, like, having a kid and being a mom has also made me more conscious of you can care about other people, but you can only care so much.
Yeah. Good way to put it.
That's a great button.
Yeah.
Like,
Really.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you have to, that's where you have to draw your boundary of, it's good to care and be, aware of other people's feelings and everything, but you need to also
Yeah.
look
It's
at
all
your
about
own
balance.
world. Yeah.
Really comes down to balance. You could only be so much of something, and then you become that to a fault, regardless of what it is, right? Like, I can be nice, but too nice to a fault. Then I could overcompensate, and then I could be a dick, and then like very selfish.
But
to
that's
a fault.
how our show is popular.
That's what,
That's what makes our dynamic so successful.
yeah, but at the end of the day,
I hate everybody, and I think just for me. We watched a movie this week that Becca brought to us called...
Fred Claus.
Are we supposed to say it at the same time?
You mouthed words, but
Oh.
you said nothing. Nothing came
Okay,
out.
we'll try it again. We watched a movie called
Okay.
Fred Claus.
One more time, just Becca saying it.
No.
We watched a movie called...
I'm giggling now. Fred Claus.
Yeah.
Fred Claus.
Hi, my name's Becca. Fred Claus.
Better than your New
Thumbs up.
Jersey voice.
Hey, my name's Becca from Jersey. Get off the fucking road, yo. We watch Fred Claus.
And I love this Christmas movie.
Fantastic.
Love it.
Maybe the saddest Christmas movie ever.
No,
No.
what? They're sadder.
Saddest.
I think it's pretty sad.
0 people died.
It's not sad. It's not sad. You're using the wrong word.
Okay,
I know
word
what you're
should
trying
what
to say.
word should I be using?
It is
Melancholy?
What?
It gets real. They're
It
like-
does. It
like,
does.
We'll save it for the other episode, but there's like embarrassment and like betrayal and like then an intervention. Very real. Especially for
I
2007.
think the story behind it though is a very like
Hilarious concept.
real. Yes, but it's like a very, it's a very like real, makes
Yeah.
you kind of like it's a deep movie. It's a
It
deep
is.
Christmas.
It's
movie.
heartwarming for sure.
It is.
And if you're an only child, just go ahead and skip this one
Yeah, you
because
don't
you're not
wanna-
going to get any of this
No,
shit.
you
Yeah.
won't- you won't get
got
anything
plenty
out
of
of it.
other movies you can watch.
Yeah.
But
This one's
luckily
for
enough,
us.
everyone at this table
Has
has a
siblings.
child.
And-
Has a child. You have a child. I don't know.
Christian,
We're pregnant.
what?
Wait, so are you gonna be in the delivery room for this one then?
I have already said, we said this off mic, but I don't think I'll be in the delivery room. Baby birth grosses me out.
Question for you: if we were a couple, who would be the pregnant one?
Christian, come on.
Wait, okay. Can I
Answer honestly.
Christian, I think you would be.
Because I have a motherly nature to me.
Yeah.
Shout out, mom.
But also, he's disgusted. If he's this disgusted by every little thing,
I thought you were gonna call him disgusting.
I did think you were going to call me
I
disgusting.
hate my body. I don't want to.
I would be that pregnant.
You would be you would complain so much.
I had to complain through all 9 months.
You're the
Oh,
type
yeah.
of person that would have post-birth like weight, and then you would flap it around and just like be like, "Oh,
Whoa.
god damn it!"
I thought you were going to say you're the kind of person who's going to have postpartum depression. And I was like, that's a serious thing.
I would not. That's highly specific, and no, no.
Let's not go there.
Oh, that's the black mark. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, guys, check out our episode on Thursday. My name's been Alejandro.
and still is. My name is Christian. Becca, where could people find you?
Like we said, give us your license plate number and describe your Jeep Wrangler so if people see you on the street, they can follow you home.
Guys, just wave at me on my Jeep, okay?
Do the
No-
Jeep wave, though, if you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah, you gotta do the Jeep wave.
But don't do it this way because that means piss off.
Yeah, don't do that. That's not nice.
And this also means bitch.
Does it?
How is this the Jeep wave? I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm saying I'm holding my steering wheel and then I just kind of, what's up? Yeah.
Pretty sure the Asians have this already.
I'm telling you, no, there's an actual website. Look up jeepwave.com.
No, but you say that, but I knew
Sponsor
people who
me.
had a Scion and they have the same thing. They have like,
Oh,
and like
no.
yeah,
Are
the
you serious?
people who have the Scion, the Cube, that they had like a little community where they're like, oh, we always wave at each other because we got it going on. It's like, oh, cool. Anyways,
Yeah, wow.
is there
Well,
almost any other topic we can talk about?
I don't relate to this at all.
Me neither.
Okay. Well, any last words?
Yeah, do you want people to follow you on Instagram or
Oh yeah,
your
go.
social?
I mean, I'm
You have,
private.
like,
I'm
4
private, so if I
Instagrams,
really
though.
don't want you to follow me, I won't let you. But you can try. So it's
Bring it on, creepers.
It's
All right.
Becka McKenzie at Becka McKenzie, Becka McKenzie.
Wow, you got it. You got
Is
your
my
name.
is my Instagram? Yeah, I did get my name.
It's weird how like, do you think Christian Baltazar is still out there, or do you think it's taken?
No, it's taken. There was a bunch of Filipinos with the last name Baltazar, and then with the how Christian that country is.
It's weird to think how like our own names could sometimes be taken by somebody else.
Yeah, mine's spelled unique, so
Yeah.
I didn't have to worry about.
Rebecca. Rebecca.
What is she, what is she, a toad?
REBECK.
No, it's
Rebecca?
Rebecca is REBEKAH, so it's Hebrew.
But
But Becca, the way I and my parents have spelled it is BECKA. She said goodbye.
Excellent. Well,
Okay.
that's the end of the episode anyways. Nothing matters on your part, so we'll go
Perfect,
from there.
all
Thank you
right.
guys so much. We'll talk to you soon. Don't
Goodbye.
forget to
Bye.
buy shit on our website and like and subscribe to our fucking page.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Can't be that bad, oh,